to make the first presentation to our inductee tonight, a true trailblazer of her sport, a FIBA Hall of Famer with 264 caps for the Opals and 2 Olympic medals. Please welcome to the stage Michelle Timms, AM. Let's meet our first inductee, an outstanding leader and one of the most revered players in the history of her sport.
By any standards, Robyn Maher is one of the greatest basketball players this country has known. She was a tenacious defender and team player whose leadership and court sense inspired the Opals for almost 2 decades. Maher represented Australia at 3 Olympics and 6 World Championships. She made her Olympic debut at Los Angeles in 1984 and assumed the captaincy in 1989, which she held until her retirement. In Atlanta in 1996, she captained the Opals to their first Olympic medal and to a bronze at the 1998 World Championships in Germany. She played 374 games for Australia, 174 as captain. She featured in 13 WNBL Grand Finals for 10 wins, 6 of them for the Nunawading Spectres, 2 for the Sydney Flames, and 1 each for the Hobart Islanders and Perth Breakers. Her incredible list of awards includes Australia's International Player of the Year 3 times, WNBL Most Valuable Player twice, and all-time top 10 scorer. She was inducted into the Australian Basketball Hall of Fame and is a life member of the WNBL. Robyn Maher, AM, is inducted into the Sport Australia Hall of Fame as an athlete member for the sport of basketball.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our newest member of the Sport Australia Hall of Fame, Robyn Maher, AM. Rob, congratulations. Having it presented by your good mate Timsy, that's pretty special, isn't it?
Yep, we've been mates, where's she gone? We've been mates for a long time, so yeah, that's kind of special, it's great.
You really were a trailblazer and pioneer for the sport of basketball. When you look back on your career now, how proud are you of the achievements of that era for Basketball Australia and also yourself?
Yeah, well, it's been a long time now, but back in 1984 when we first made an Olympic Games for Australia, that was pretty special, and to be part of that that group and that team, it was fantastic. And then to keep the flow on, and one little hiccup in '92, and that was about it. So it's the Opals have been just rolling along, and just till last week when they won another medal. Yeah.
You were instrumental in that, though, leading through as a captain. But I think about 1988 and those Olympic Games, the last of the real dominance of the Eastern Bloc countries, and you finished 4th. Australia finished 4th. You beat the Soviet Union, and at that time, commentators called it probably Australia's greatest ever victory in basketball, men or women.
Yeah, absolutely, it was.
It was tough, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Well, at that time, the Soviet Union hadn't lost at an Olympic Games, like any game. So to beat such a powerhouse, and I think they were shocked as we were shocked. And but it was it was a great feat by that team, and it was something that we were very, very proud of.
And you must feel that laid the foundations for the success and the medals that eventually flowed the Opals' way. Bronze in Atlanta and then the silver in Sydney as well. It set the foundations, didn't it?
Yeah, I think it did too. And I think, our league here at home with the WNBL and, the funding that we got at that time, helped all those sort of things. So, you're right, it was a start of something very special for the Opals.
I think about 1996, I have to let you in on a little secret. I actually photocopied the affinity rings onto my pass to be able to sneak in to watch you win a bronze medal in the Olympic Games. Don't tell anyone.
I don't think you're
alone. It didn't really hit the media back then. It does these days. But I snuck in to watch you play, and you were phenomenal. The team was phenomenal. But you played with a broken hand.
Yeah. It's
So
a bit
tough as
unfortunate.
well.
Yeah, broke it about 4 days before entering the village. And it was my left hand, so people said I can't go left, so it didn't matter really.
When you look back at the top echelon of world women's basketball, do you feel like that the Opals do get the recognition now that they deserve? Do you feel like they need a little bit more recognition, particularly your era as well and the
Well, I don't
scene that
think
you set?
any women's sport get the recognition they deserve, so I think that we all need a little bit more. But I think that I think that it's coming along. And the Opals have been a champion team for a long time, and I think that they've, the players especially have been, with it's Lauren Jackson, and like we have, Penny Taylor, we have names that everyone knows these days. So that's kind of special for basketball, I think.
And you're still very much involved. Tell us about still being involved in basketball as well.
Yeah, not as much as what I have been in the past, but we're back only 2 years from having a 4-year stint in China with Thomas coaching the Chinese national team. So just having a little break right now. So not very involved.
People often say behind every great man is a great woman, and for you, behind this great woman is a great man as well. It's been a remarkable partnership, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. We've been married for 35 years, and he's been my coach for of the 20 years that we played, probably 18 of them, 17 of them. So that's kind of special having Tom along the journey as well.
Instrumental in so many girls wanting to be a basketballer. Robyn Maher, congratulations and welcome to the Sport Australia Hall of Fame.
Thank you, it's an honour.
Well done.